So there are two levels of friction. One is the aforementioned non-sufficient communication of the value that the other party doesn't really understand when you read the contract what you're actually buying. And when we go through a common prospect these days, it starts with a huge preamble. And this preamble, you read nothing about the product. And this is, bear in mind, this is the first page of the contract, and the first page of the presentation is really setting the scene. The contract doesn't do that. It is just saying, we are the market leader of, and then some noun, in la countries. We employ that many people. And if you read this, you're thinking, well, that's interesting. But what's in it for me, right? So talking about what's in it for me, it doesn't really give you any indication of what you're getting in return when you sign this contract. And I think this is not the right way to approach this topic. It should be more on the emotional side, more value communicative, rather than talk about oneself or the organization that's offering that product or service. So that's one level of friction. So the value is not properly communicated. And the other friction that we see is the friction between sales and legal. So sales wants to sell, and legal is the guardian of all these legal risks that are necessary to be taken care of. And that's just a natural friction. Sales wants to send out the contract, fire and forget. Legal is aware that if you send out the contract and sign it, you buy in legal risk, you sell risks, and they need to be contained in a certain way. And these two motivations need to be aligned, and you can do that with software by producing templates that work for both sales, so they can take those contracts and send them out very efficient, and on the other hand, legal, that produce those templates or those parts where we talk about risks for the organization as a large, where you can use dynamic clauses that fit for the circumstance under which you're selling that product. Yeah. So these are the frictions.